morning, everyone. Hope you're fine. Here is Yana from the Endless Blue podcast. And I really want to thank every one of you for being there. It's really an honor for me. And I'm really also so happy that you really liked the episode, the last one, so much with Lena. If you haven't heard it and you're German, go and listen. It's super inspiring. And yeah, like always, I would like to start with 3 deep and full breaths. The goal is here to just let go, release, and come here to this one present moment. So inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and let go. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth, and let go. Inhale. And release. So, I thought what I'm gonna share today, this week. And yesterday I went for a dive, and the days before were pretty challenging. We were doing work in the house. It was really like physical challenging, all the family together. And I really was a little bit stressed, and Tommy as well. And we went for a dive. And I can't even describe really in words how much like going there, going for a dive, coming out of the water, we felt so calm, so relaxed, so like resetted. And it reminded me on my master thesis where my aim was like take people out of contemporary stressful life, reconnect them with themselves and the wonderful planet we're living on. So that's what I want to talk about today. That kind of reset what you get from freediving, from the ocean. And that for me, freediving is much more about numbers, about achieving a goal. For me, it's, I could call it a therapy, but that word always for me sounds like a little bit like negative. So I just want to put it more in a positive space and put it like this, you enter this wonderful bubble of calmness, of relaxation, of awareness, of presence. And few things on that planet really can get me there. I mean, I'm a surfer too. And surfing for me has a similar effect, though it's a bit different from the feeling. Surfing for me, it's like I'm also like disconnecting and connecting with myself, but it's a little bit more funny, more dumb. I'm not a big wave surfer, no. I like nice waves, fun waves. And for me, it's really, I feel like really getting like, it's like a happy place for me. I'm getting super happy. But freediving is a bit different here for me. I don't want to put one better or one worse. I really love both. But it's different. Freediving for me brings that immense, deep connection with myself. I go there in the deep, and it feels like a snake, which is like releasing skin behind. And it's just so magical because I enter there and it was not even deep. It was 20 meters. But I go down there and I come up and it just feels everything was just like stressing me, was just like crumbled, fell apart, and that skin just released. And I come up and I feel like reborn. And that's so, so, so special that I think if you're listening to that and if you are currently in a life stage where you say, wow, I'm so overwhelmed, everything feels so stressed, I'm trying to meditate, I'm trying to breathe, I'm trying this and that, but it doesn't help, really come and go go free diving. Give it a try. It's just so particularly interesting because, I mean, as you may know, I meditate every morning, like today as well. And it's really my small reset, I would call it, in the morning, really checking in with myself. What are my thoughts? What's important today? What's disturbing me? What I have to take on and stuff, and trying to get into that inner stillness and really just being. So it's like always my morning check with my mind and my body and my stillness. But I will never get into that deep, deep state of, I mean, I got there sometimes, maybe, but freediving, I don't know why. It just feels so much bigger. And I think probably talking about it, it's when I'm meditating, I'm doing that with myself. When I'm freediving, I'm meditating in the ocean. So it's like really that connectedness I get with Mother Nature, which is just so special, and I feel completely like a part of it. And yeah, I feel like being held. I feel like trust. I feel like my body is being capable of doing that. And yeah, it's really, I can't cheat. When I'm meditating, I can't cheat, I can't let my thoughts being dragged to work or whatever is going on in my life in the moment. But when I'm in the ocean, if my mind starts to being dragged away on a thought, I instantly have to get it back because, every thought and every tension costs oxygen. So it's like meditating without cheating. And that's also probably another reason why I get there in that deep state of stillness and connectiveness and awareness. And yeah, I wanted to share that with you because, I mean, I talked with Lena about it last week also. Like, a lot of people don't get it. What's the point on diving on a rope? How dumb is that? I mean, you just put a rope into the ocean and you dive down and up, huh? It looks pretty silly. It is pretty silly. Yeah. If you've never tried it, you might think about it in that way. But if you try it, if you get it, give it a try. And if you're really ready to trust the ocean, it's something so, so special. And as I say, it doesn't have to be about diving deep. I mean, I'm not a deep diver. I'm going to 40. And that, I don't know, it depends who you are, who is listening. For some people, 40 is, wow, it's a lot. But in the world of freediving, 40 is like nothing. People diving nowadays to 100, 120, they're going to 130. So yeah, imagine, it's almost 100 meters more. But I think already in those first meters, and I say the first time I reached like 15 meters was for me that first time I felt that incredible sensation, this liminal sensation of like being super connected and having that special moment for myself. So that's why I really I'm the one who, I have the aim to bring everybody to freediving. Like, I would like that people see freediving as snorkeling, just a bit deeper, and that you don't think if you want to try freediving, you have to go to, I don't know, 40 meters. I mean, the first 15, 20 meters, you can experience so much. Even in the first 5, it's like there's a whole world waiting outside of there for you. And it's that incredible mix of this wonderful world outside, which our planet is covered to around, how much was it? I think it's like 70% of our planet or even more is covered with water. And we persist to like 70% of water. And that's that special connection what we have. So this, like, we're going to dive, we can go to look outside, But in free diving, you have to look inside as well, because I mean, you're diving on one breath, right? So you really will learn so much about yourself. And I think it's super interesting having so much students until now. I mean, most of my students, which I had, would like super underestimate themselves. Even like I had a guy from the army last year, and okay, he made the course with me in Portugal. It was like a wavy day. It was visibility on one day. It was pretty okay, but he got really sick also. But you can see like people who are coming, which you think they're so tough. You put them in the ocean and they get like so tiny sometimes, like, so, oh my God, that's huge. And that's good. So, because it's like that of respect, you know? I don't want you to be afraid of the ocean, but I want you to really respect it. Because it's much bigger than you. You will never be able to fight against the ocean. You just can surf the waves, flow with it. That famous saying, you know? But what I want to say that most people are really underestimating themselves. I was truly one of them. And so if I could have made it from being that super shy girl, which was not able to speak in front of people, to talk about her own opinion, to I'm recording this podcast. This would have been for me like 10 years ago impossible. I thought I was not good enough, I couldn't do it, and da 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 da. I mean, I still will have that thoughts from time to time, but I'm not here to, how can I say, I'm here to do what my soul, what my heart wants to share. And that's why I'm doing it. Of course, you know, I have a freediving school and I hope people come. It's my business also. But I'm also really here to share the benefits of diving into the ocean and into yourself, because it really helped me through so much shit in my life. I mean, I had a really unhealthy lifestyle before. I really loved to dance, so I was partying a lot and all the bad habits which come with it. And I mean, I feel now with almost 40 better than in my 20s, because I go to sleep and I eat well and I exercise and I have healthier relationships and everything what comes with it, you know? And it brings me always back into my place. I mean, I think the ocean is a mirror. Sarah Campbell always told me to me. That's a nice one. The ocean is a mirror. So if you mess up, which it happens, you know. I arrived to Greece. Here everything is super late. My family loves to sleep late. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna make a siesta, I'm gonna sleep later. But I just figured out, no, it just doesn't feel good for me. So I went back to my rhythm, because I go into the ocean and the ocean shows me if I feel well or not. If I go and sleep late and eat crappy food all the week, I mean, I will do my once a week trash day and eat ice cream and a gyros pizza, vegetarian one, but I won't do that every day. And I did it, you know, like sleeping late some days and exercising like with my brother, who loves to exercise at night. And the next day I felt so crappy in the water, and I thought, maybe it works for him, but not for me. And I think that's also really special. If you're freediving, you're really figuring out what's working for you, because we are all so different. Tommy can exercise late in the evening. I can't. I wake up the last morning, I don't sleep well, and so on. So we are all so different, you know? So it's really that introspective part, which I think is so amazing, that you see who you truly are, and that every small thing you do in your life influences your diving, but also your life. I think just sometimes it's easier to see it in the water, because in the water it's just so concrete, and there it's just like, okay, you can't dive deeper, okay, you can't hold your breath longer. It's just so much more obvious than everyday life. There you don't see that you're maybe not so friendly this day because you didn't sleep so much, or you don't have so much patience for the small kids around, or you're not so concentrated on your work thing. And I think for me, freediving and especially the ocean helped me so much to be the best version of myself, or working on being the best version of myself. And that also maybe sounds a little bit like I want to compete and every day get better. No, I want to be happy. I want to be enjoying this life. And I think I just can enjoy this life so much better when I feel good. A lot of people always tell me, no, but yeah, and eat that and this, and it doesn't matter, and don't be so strict. And I say, yeah, but then I feel crappy. Like I told you, I do that once a week or something. I go eat ice cream because I really love ice cream, but not every day. And I just want to feel good, and I want every one of you feel good. And yeah, I was always that teenager who would want to be cool and partying and stuff. And it was funny because we were living in Cyprus the last year, and I said to Tommy, it's like all the people which were partying all the years in Germany now gave up and found their life again in the ocean because it's cool as well. And I feel like that sometimes. It's like, yeah, it's pretty cool to live by the ocean and do what you really are, do what you really love, and hopefully help people along the way. And yeah, what I have here much more in my notes about that theme, what I want to talk about you. Yeah, um, a lot of us are pushing through and fighting for so much stuff all year long. And I think it's so important to stop, constantly stop. Also for me, I'm saying that so much times to myself, constantly stop and take a moment. Take a moment to release the tension, because so many times it's just in our minds. And of course, I would recommend come to the ocean, go to the ocean wherever you are, find a freediving instructor, go to dive. If you can't do that, for me, like I say, the mini escape is still breathing. So also already always invite you. I have a once a week breathing session where we gather together, where we breathe together, where we release tension, where we look that we are all year ready to dive mentally. And that's always an invitation for you. And I mean, that can be also everything for you, what you can do in your area, a yoga class. If you're living close to nature, go for a bike ride. It doesn't have to be freediving. For me, it's connecting with nature, and for me, it's freediving, of course, and ocean, surfing, and stuff. But I encourage you to stop from time to time, take a breath, sit on the window, look outside, watch the trees, go to the river if you're in Germany, go to nature, take a moment and release everything what you're carrying on your shoulders. Sometimes if you just release and see what's just true and what's really to take on, it's not feeling such of a burden anymore. We are living in this life where we're constantly stressed, and in the end it's like our phone stressing us because we open it like 70 times a day and looking at stupid videos and stuff. Be aware what you're doing with your life. I think that's what the ocean taught me. Like, rethink how you deal with yourself and your existence. It's your life. It's what you want to do with it. And I don't think you want to go through life being stressed all the time. And I think it happens to every one of us, right? But we have to remember ourselves. That's why I'm meditating every morning. Because sometimes I wake up and I'm, oh my God, I have to do this and that and that. And then I sit there and I'm breathing and I'm releasing. And then, okay, now what's up for today? Okay, I'm going to focus on this big thing today. And then I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 small things on the side. And yeah, focus. Oh, that's another topic, but I'm not going to dive in that one today too much, because I think freediving also, or maybe yeah, we do, because freediving helps you to focus. I mean, you're diving down a rope, like we said in the beginning. A lot of people might sound a bit stupid, but it's really amazing. I really recommend to give it a try. And you learn to learn to focus on that rope, the rope which is connected to your survival. So you're not gonna dive if you dive deep, to the right, to the left, whatever. No, you learn to focus. Oh, yeah, it was an interesting story. I had one guy at the Bavarian Alp Lakes last year, and he had great apnea, he was athletic, but he was super unfocused. He was talking all the time. In the breathing session already, he couldn't feel his contractions because he was just so unfocused. But he was very talented. But he was so unfocused that I didn't let him dive in the beginning to 20 meters because, day one was going good, day two, and then the guy next to him was super easy. He went to the 20s, and then he wanted to make his 20s. And I said, no, you can't, because he was like coming up the rope and like smiling at me and turning his head around and right and left and da-da-da-da-da. And he was like all over the place. And then he came up and I said, I want to make the 20. I said, no. And he was like, oh, why? I can do that. And I said, no, you're going to learn to focus first, and then we're going to make your dive. And so what he did, next dive to 15, went down, and he was just so in the zone. He really went into the zone, focused completely, was in the here and now, and made a beautiful dive. And of course, after that, I let him dive to the 20s, and he accomplished it very, very well. But, the lake is really fucking cold down there, so you can get like 8 degrees down there. You're not gonna play around, be all over the place. And I want to prepare you for diving deeper, so I'm not gonna let you diving to 20s being all over the place, because then you're gonna dive deeper and you maybe not gonna go so good, So if you make a level 2 course with me, you will learn to focus. You will learn to focus on the rope, being in the here and now, focus on the equalization, on the technique, on the feeling of being in the water. Let you connect with the water. That you can back up safely. That's what we want, right? I'm not gonna do that all the stuff to do just something extreme scary. No, I wanted to have fun. But to have fun, sometimes you have to put your horses together. There's this famous painting from ancient yoga where it's that wild horses and now I don't know how the word is. Kutsche. The wild horses, then the guy who's leading with the horses, and somebody is sitting in that small wagon behind, which is the soul. And the guy who's leading the horses really wants to lead them and not let them be all over the place. And I think that's catching your mind and giving it direction is so important. And it's not only in freediving and deep diving. I think it's also in your life. If you're just going right and left and right and left, you may be gonna arrive somewhere, but it's gonna take you much longer than you just go one straight line. And I don't want to put one straight line forever. I mean, I'm the perfect example of changing my plans sometimes, right? We were in Lisbon 5 years, then we went back to Germany, then we made the Bavarian Alp Lakes, then we went 2 years again to Sagres. But when I was there, I focused on that plan, in Sagres. It really well went. We had a lot of students. I was really focused on doing my job, doing my marketing, finding connections, finding locals to work together with, to get people diving, get people in the water. But then I just figured out, after almost 2 years being there, that the conditions are too rough for freediving. I mean, it's beautiful. I really love Sagres. It's nice to surf. It's a beautiful area. But for freediving, it's just so tough to make a school there, to work there constantly with water temperatures dropping to 14 degrees. I mean, I had my dry rope on in August. I don't know if you know what's a dry rope. It's like a huge jacket. And then with 7 mil neoprene and having 7 kilos, 6 kilos. It's I think it's a beautiful adventure, and I for sure will be back for a nice retreat. I was just talking about that with Tommy. Oh, one day we have to go to Sagres and make a 10-day retreat watching dolphins, diving through the crazy caves, and going for surfing. That's wonderful. I want to continue, but I don't want to teach freediving forever just in challenging conditions where I'm constantly in survival mode. I just, was teaching in Portugal and Germany, and I mean, I have here that wonderful place from my mom where we can stay in that yoga place, and yeah. So I wanted to try something different, but I'm gonna focus now again on continuing on this. I am focusing this year on marketing, which is I never thought gonna focus on. But I'm trying to focusing it always aligned with what's coming from my inside out. I don't want to sell you only something. I want to really help you to enjoy life, to do special things, to if you're that small little girl like I was, which was so scared of living her life fully, I just want to give you that big push or small push to start let you think. And you don't have to come to dive with me. It's not about that. But I really hope for you just to go find your own path. Go out there, see life, see what you're really capable of. And yeah, because it's so worth living. So if you're needing help this year to get out of contemporary stressful life, I got a wonderful, wonderful retreat for the ladies. The men also can come for other ones, but I want to tell you today about the Ocean Soul Retreat, which is especially just for women. It's a 10-day retreat with 6 days of diving. So, as you notice, it's not going to be rushed. It's not going to be fully packed. It's going to be actually fully packed with a lot of wisdom, with a lot of time in the water, but it's also like has space for yourself to recover, to reset. We're going to do amazing photo shootings. So you get photos from me, which is going to be really amazing. If you've seen my pictures in National Geographic, Golden Ride magazine, Surface magazine, whatever, I really can make you a wonderful picture which will keep you these memories forever. And I'm going to do that with Alex together. She's not only, of course, a freediving instructor, she's a TCM therapist, and you get your own shiatsu massage. And we're going to have a lot of lectures about different topics, the female cycle, about trust, about fear, about stillness, and so on. And the aim here is really to open freediving for everybody. You don't have to be advanced freediver. You can be, because it's not about diving deep. It's about diving deep into yourself. And from there on, you can take it wherever you want to, because it's just learning how to deal with growth and fear and everything. It's here not about the numbers. It's about feeling the benefits of diving into the ocean and into yourself. And I'm gonna leave you here a link in the show notes. So if you want to know more, reach out. I will leave you here a link to my Calendly, where you can just book a 30-minute free call and we can chat and see if the retreat is for you. One last thing, I think your body, I heard that, I love that quote, is the most amazing machine, and you should really treat it like one. Do you really treat your body and your mind well? Do you give it everything it needs? Do you give it sleep, food, rest, exercise, community, a reason to wake up every morning? The ocean taught me that. The ocean taught me to be good to myself. Because if I'm not good to myself, I can't dive, I can't surf, I can't do what I love. And that translated to so many areas of my life. And yeah, every time I go to the ocean, I get a better human being. And I think we miss out on treating ourselves well, because everything other is more important. But we don't get the point that if we treat ourselves well, we are a better person to everybody else. And yeah, I want to leave you with that today. Treat yourself well, love yourself well, and be the best to everybody in your community. So, if you made it until here, oh my God, thank you so much for listening. And I see you again next week to a new podcast episode. Lots of love. Bye.